I want to show you a powerful way to do conditional summing in Excel using some functions that are called DSUM, DCOUNT, DAVERAGE. They all kind of work the same way. First of all, your spreadsheet has to look like this, where the first row has your field names, and then every row after that is a record, and every column is a field. This is called a list or a table or a database in Microsoft Excel. It's also important that it's one continuous block of data. Notice that there's no blank rows and no blank columns. It's one continuous block of data. It's very important that the field names are up top there. Now, in order to do these functions, you have to have another section of your spreadsheet that's going to contain your criteria. And the criteria has to have the same field names as your original data. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the field names here. And we're just going to right click and then do a copy, and I'm going to copy it over here. Just do a copy and paste. Okay, so watch how we can set up, it's almost like a query because you can change the criteria. So let's say I want to see all the I want to sum up all the items from France. Now in previous videos we did something that was called a sum if and a count if and those kind of things. But this method that I'm showing you right now gives you even more flexibility than that. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say equals DSUM. And like I said, there's also a DCOUNT and a DAVERAGE, and a lot of these database type of functions, they all start with a D. So I'm going to go open parentheses, and notice how there's three parameters. The first parameter is where your database is. So I'm going to highlight, it's important that you would highlight the entire database, including the field names. All right, now we'll type in a comma. The second parameter is what field do you want to sum up? I want to sum up the US dollar amount, and we'll type in another comma. Now the third parameter is where our criteria is. So we're going to come over here and we're going to highlight from, you need to include the titles. Now you can actually go down multiple rows and include multiple rows of criteria, but we're just going to do this one row right now. And then we'll close our parentheses for the DSUM. So the whole thing says equals DSUM, open parentheses. Now here it says data 1. I must have called that range, I must have given it a range name. And we have a video and showing you how to do range names, but I must have called it data 1. Now, comma E1. E1, if we look at this, is where the US dollar amount field name is. And then U2 is, or O1 through U2 is where the criteria is. Then we close our parentheses. So let's hit the enter key. Now notice how it came up as the same number as this number over here that we did with the sum if, as we can see. So that's a good way to kind of check that out. But watch what we can do now. Now that I have that, you see I can easily change it. Well, let's see what the Italy total is. And now if you look on, if we look at K2, notice how that number changed over here. Or let's say I want to see the Germany item. So because this is set up now, I can just easily change my criteria and get the different results, as we can see. Now watch this. Now we can add more than one criteria. So on that same row, let's say I want to do Germany breakfast items. So I'm just going to type in breakfast, and notice how that number changed again. Or let's say I want to see the Germany dinner items. So you can just change your criteria and it's going to give you the different sums. And it's just a great way to do conditional summing in Excel. Let's try another example. I want to get all the items from Germany that are also dinner that were also more than $20. So I can put criteria into as many things as I want to. It's almost like doing an advanced filter, but here we're doing a conditional sum based on that criteria, as we can see. So look at the DSUM. DSUM, open parentheses, data 1. That must be a range name that I have for my data. Notice how the data has the first row having your field names, all the other rows are records, and the columns are fields. Second parameter is what field do I want to add up. So I clicked on E1, which is the US dollar amount. Just the field name is all you need. And then the third parameter is where the criteria is. Notice how the criteria has to have the same field names. Now we just did one row, but I'm telling you we could have done multiple rows and included all of those criteria in the DSUM. So it's just a powerful way to do conditional summing.